to start recording. So it's recording now. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's session. It's not like we are starting properly today, and I hope you've had a nice week so far. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please say hi.
I can hear you clearly.
All right. So welcome to today's ALU data talk training, and we are going to be going through Excel basics. Last time we already introduced data analytics. We talked about data analytics. Why do you need data analytics? In what fields do you see it? And the different tools that are employed for analysis. There's Excel, there's SQL to manage and query your database, store it. There is Python for automation. Then there are visualization tools. We have Power BI, Looker, Google Looker. So for the focus of the training, we are measuring on Excel, SPSS, as for statistical analysis, and SQL. And the first thing we're starting with is Excel. So today we are going through Excel. Right. Now, I've already stated this before. Excel is a very versatile tool, software that both a medium-sized company do use for analysis. Like, it is a go-to. And once a beginner understands the basis of Excel, how Excel works, other ones, you can easily grasp them. So when you open an Excel, you exactly see the interface that I have on my screen. And let me start with that. So this is a blank cell, a blank sheet, right? When you open an Excel, it is called a workbook. It is called what? A workbook. And a workbook can contain many worksheets, just like a notebook. A notebook can contain so many pages. That's the same way we have a workbook that can contain so many sheets. So to add sheets, you click on this plus sign. Are you seeing that as I'm clicking on the plus sign, the sheets are increasing? We didn't have this 1, 2, 3, 4 before, but now we have, and you can also delete them. When you delete, it is permanent. Before you delete, you say my voice is very low. Okay, I don't know why is that. Is it better now? Is it better now? Hello? Reply. Is it better? You talk now, you can unmute yourself and say something. Is it better now? Okay, she's not talking. Let me just assume that it's better. So I was talking about sheets and workbook, that in Excel, you can have as many sheets as possible, and you can add sheets by clicking the plus icon. If you are with your system, please open to your Excel so that you will go along, will flow on the same page, because you need to understand how everything on you're seeing works. So we talked about sheets. Let me start exploring Excel from here, from the top. Now, if you look at my cursor, you can see it's moving. That's where I'm starting from, so you can go with me. This is the file. I've saved it. That's why I saved. If I have not saved it, you'll be seeing something like book 1, book 2, because it's a workbook, right? But I've saved it and given it the name I want. To save, you go to File and Save As. Other times, you can now Control S, right? So this is new, to open a blank workbook. This is open to open an existing workbook. maybe you have .xls files, so you can open them from here. Then your save as to print. If you want to print it, then you want to share it with people. You have to have those people's email to be able to share, or you save to cloud. That's if your Microsoft account is activated, right? You can also export. One thing with the export is that if you have accessible links, like if I'm writing my CV, I do that with Microsoft Word. You cannot hear me. Why? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? Ishak, Victor, can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it clear?
You should try the... Yes, it's clear.
Ishak, I think it's from your network.
I can hear you now.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yes.
Talking about exports, right? There's a difference. Like I want to liken it to using Word. I use Microsoft Word to create my CV or resume, and my LinkedIn is the link to my LinkedIn is embedded. The link to my Git is embedded. The link to my YouTube channel is embedded. It does save as PDF. Those links might not be responsive, and then there is how my CV is structured in such a way that there are 2 blank sheets, like it's page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Page 3 and page 4, there's nothing in it, and I cannot delete it because of the elements I used to design my CV. So what I'll just do is I'll go to export, and if I click on export as PDF, I'll have this option come out. Then I'll click here. I now go to options. So in this option now, I can now select pages that I want you to show, right? I want you to show only page 1 to page 2. You can now change it from here. That you just want to save your PDF, the page 1 and page 2. You don't want page 3 and page 4. So that's what the export does for you. And then you click here. The document structure tags for accessibility should be checked, meaning that if there are embedded links in your document, you want it to still work when you convert it to PDF. So with that, you can now click OK and now publish. Once you publish, it will save as PDF and it will do exactly what you want it to do, right? So I don't want to do that, so I'll cancel. I just tell show us. So that's for file, and so many other things you can do with file. Now, if I look at this top place, this is a quick access toolbar. Like the name says, quick access, for you to quickly do things, right? So this is to save. This place is to undo. We've not done anything for us to undo, so that's why you can't do anything. This one is for you to redo. This one is to cut, and you can add so many other quick access things you are doing on your system. Maybe you sort too much, you touch mouse mode, you open a lot of things. So you can customize your quick access toolbar. I don't really use these things because I prefer to use keyboard shortcuts. They do a lot more justice than even your quick access toolbar, right? Then when you look at these top 4 icons here, can you see what I'm highlighting? This one is to close the workbook, like you close Word. This one is to restore down or bring it up. This one is to minimize, right? And I have minimized it now, so that's why it went down. Let me put it back. So are you still seeing my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Then this button is for the ribbons. The ribbons are all these things you're seeing here. If I click on this button now, I'll have these three options. What these three options does is that this one is to auto hide. Can you see that we've hidden everything? I normally use this thing when I'm creating dashboard. I want to create more space for dashboard. So I'll just auto hide all the ribbons so that there will be more space. You can even go further to hide. We are still going to touch it, but let me just show you something. If I remove formula bar and then I hide, auto hide, so now you see there's much more space. This is for when you are creating dashboard using Excel. So you can hide your ribbons. Now, what if I want to put it back the way I was? I'll show tab and command and it will now stick back. So you can hide it using auto hide, and you can do this thing, show tabs. Then this one is to just show the header, just these tabs without what their content, right? So I want to keep both the tab and their content. I will now show it back. Did you get that part? Did you get that part?
Yes, I got that part.
Okay, so let's explore these tabs one by one. I'm taking my time to explore them because you might be confused on how to go your way around Excel. So I don't know. This is a beginner-friendly class. So we are beginning with beginners in mind. So if you already know this part, kindly bear with us so that those that don't know can grasp while we move forward, right? So I've talked about files. The next one is home. When you click on home, I think you should be familiar with it if you use Word a lot. But even if you don't, this is paste. There are so many paste options. To not show now, so you will copy a lot of things. Let me show you. I used to see my screen. So this is name, right?
Yes, I'm saying it.
Yes. If I copy, I'm going to insert a new column here. So I will illustrate something. To insert a new column, you just hover on top of the column you want to. Just place your cursor on it. You tap your keyboard and to highlight. Then you hold your shift key, your control and plus. So that's how you add a column. If I want to edit it, I'll still use control minus what is highlighted. So to add, shift, control plus. That's why I said I don't use quick access toolbar because your keyboard shortcuts can do a lot more things faster than those things. So now I want to illustrate paste, the different types of paste options that we have, right? I want to do something. I'm going to write a small formula. Well, let me enable my formula bar that I disabled before. Good. So I'm not going to do deep. I just want to illustrate the paste options that we have. There is paste as values. There is normal paste. There is space for you to transpose. So let's quickly do some paste options. See that I have something like 2 plus 3. Of course, I know it's going to be 5, right? But then if I click on this 5, it's showing me the formula beneath it. And this is very tricky because if I mistakenly change the number to 7 in the long run. So what if you don't want the formula beneath it to be showing? Just like here. If you click on this thing now, you see that it is just a number that is showing. There is no formula beneath it. And it's very good that you have it in this way, so you don't alter it easily. But if you have formulas, once you double tap, something will change. So what you do is you copy. And if you copy, let's say Ctrl C, and you want to paste, you right click. Now, because we've copied something, the many different paste options will appear. So this one is to paste normal Ctrl V. The formula will still be there. Now, if I paste as values, the formula will go. Are you seeing it? If I look at it now, this first one, there is no formula again. But the one that is following it, there's formula. So that is paste as values. If you paste as value, the formula beneath what you typed will not appear again. You will just have the value there. So let me copy this one again and do another paste option. I've copied by Ctrl C. I'll right click. Then this one is to paste the formula. So the formula will be there. This one is to transpose. Transpose means that to do transpose very well. Let me add another column. Shift Ctrl plus. I'll highlight here. Shift Ctrl plus plus plus. So I added 3 more columns by doing Ctrl Shift plus 3 times. So I want to copy and paste as transpose. So I will highlight what I want to copy. If I want to copy many things, once the cursor is on one, I will hold my Shift key and I'll press the down arrow. There's this arrow that is pointing down on your keyboard. Hold Shift key and press down. You highlight the things you want to highlight. I just highlight 3 things because the color I'm pasting is 3. So now I've highlighted 3. I've copied 3 things and I want to paste it in transpose format. I'll right click. So this is transpose, right? You would see that it's copied. It's copied it horizontally. What we had, right? Let me change the value here. Say this is, so that you understand what we are doing very well. This is 2 plus 2, 4. This one will be 2 plus 1. And the next one is going to be 2 plus 9, 11. So now I will copy 4. Ctrl C, I'll come here, paste as transpose. You see that 4 that is horizontal, that is vertical, it will now go horizontal wise. 4, 3, and 11. 4, 3, 11. So that's what transpose does for you. What is in vertical, it will make it horizontal. So I'll go back. I'm going to delete these things. I just wanted to show us Ctrl minus, Ctrl minus, Ctrl minus, Ctrl minus. So you have what you had before. And that is that. For paste, there's cut, Ctrl X, there's copy, there is formula painter. I don't really use that. Then there's your clipboard. If you copied something you want it to show, that's the clipboard. Now this is for fonts, right? The font styles you have are the same thing you have in Word. So this place, let's not waste time there. Then this is for alignment, for middle, center, right, left. Then this is merge and center. I want to touch this merge and center. If I have a data set, say let me type something that is very, very long. Just typing anything because I want to show you something. Now, this thing that this is very long. It's too long for this particular cell, right? If I type something in the next cell, it's going to cut. Now, you can't really see everything that is in this cell unless you look at the formula bar. Do you get? So what do? You can now text wrap so that it will expand the cell to contain the value. That's text wrap. Wrap text, sorry. It will expand the cell enough to contain the value that is there, no matter how big it is. That's how you do it. Another option is for you to expand the width of the cell, but it's going to make your sheet spread too spread. I expanded it so now you can see it. There are 2 options. You can wrap, or you can now expand the width of your cell. Most times people do text wrap because if you expand the width of your cell, A will be stretched out to this point. If you have another long letter in B, stretched out to this point, you see that the worksheet, the work area you're looking at will contain fewer data sets. Most people will just like to test wrap so that the sheet will be smaller and it will contain what they want. Now there is merge and center.
Text wrap
Yeah.
one more time.
Hello?
I said, can you go over the text wrap one more time?
Okay, the text wrap.
Yes.
Like this text wrap now, I said the way I'm holding it now, right? I've selected that cell. I'll just go and click on text wrap, and it will automatically expand the cell to contain the content on its own. The same thing here to expand it. This one is okay because it's not too long. If I make it too long, no matter how long it is, and I can see what we have now. Now let me do text wrap, and you see it expands the cell to contain the content of what you have. Do you get?
Yes, I do now.
Okay. So I'm going to delete it because we don't need this thing. Delete. And you can simply do, let's just undo everything. Remove the wrap text. Remove this wrap text from here. So we have what we have before, and delete the content. So this next one is merge and center. This merge and center, I'll click the drop down. There's merge and center, there is merge across, there is merge cells, and there is unmerge. So I'm going to take all of them one by one. So now, if I want to give a title to my workbook, like what I did here. Where is that place? What I did here, I did something. I used text merge and center. But yeah, you might not notice it because of, I don't know. So let me just do it again. I highlighted this cell now, and I also want the title to take up these three column, row 1, row 2, row 3, and column A to Q. So now I'm going to merge, and I'll merge and center. Now that I've merged and centered, do you see that the text that we have there will automatically be in the center because you want to be the title. So this way now, you can highlight this text and increase the font size. Increase the font size. See, so it is now your title, the center of attraction. That's merge and center. You are merging cells and you are centering the text that is there. That's merge and center. Now, what of the merge across? So let's remove merge and center. If you just merge across will merge this row by row. That's what merge across does. It merges cells row by row, but merge and center can take up to 5 rows and merge it to 1 and still center your text. Merge across will just merge the rows. Let's see this row now. It's different from here and it's different from here. That means something can enter here. A different item can enter here. A different item can enter the next one. So that's what merge across does for you. Then you will now use your hand to center it if you want to, right? Do you get? So that's for merge across. Merge cells will also merge. So these things is just way of you combining cells to achieve an effect that you want. So let's undo this stuff. Undo it. Then the last option is to merge cells. Say you highlight this and you merge the cells. So it just merges more like 2 cells for you. Then there's the third option for unmerge, to undo everything you've done, right? So that's for merge and center. Text wrap is to expand the width of your cell, while merge and center is to combine cells for it to achieve an effect that you want. Going over to this number place, number section, there is this tab for you to choose how you want to format your columns. Let me go over to this place that have data set. If I click on this now, this particular column A, you know it contains name, it's showing general. So you can come here and format. If it's a number, format it to number. If you want it to be in currency, you can do that, percentage. So that's why it's number, right? It doesn't apply to text. So let's use here. Now it is general. It's always good to set your data type correctly before you start your analysis. As you know, there are different data types. There's int, there is float, there is string. String is your text. Int is whole number. It contains decimal, right? So you use this number section to format. If you want it to be currency, you can add it, and this is dollar by default. You want to change the currency to any other currency type you want, you can now change it from here. But by default, it will give you dollar, right? So now, I don't want it to be dollar, I just want it to be number. Now, it is number and it has decimal places. And now reduce it from here. We have whole numbers. To increase decimal place, you use here. To increase, to reduce, you type, you use here. Right? Now, this is comma for numbers that are 1000 and above, to automatically add comma to them. Then percentage, to put your values in percentage. So that's for number, right? Now there is the styles. Am I too fast? Are we following?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. So there's the styles. These styles, there's conditional formatting, there's format as tables, there's cell styles. So let's start with conditional formatting. Like the name is conditional, and then formatting. There's a condition for it to do what should be done. So let's click on this drop down, and I will use this to explain. So let's say that I want to highlight cells that are greater than 20, right? Okay, most of them are greater than 20. Let's see. Cells that are greater than 25. Good. Any cell that has a value that's greater than 25, you should give it a red field, right? And I'll click OK. So you see that it applied the condition to it. It formatted it, but it applied the condition. So now, once I look at this column, I will know that, oh, something is up. I will now look closely. I will now say, okay, it's because these are the higher values that we have in this data, in this column. That's why they are selected. So if you want to indicate differences in data points, you use conditional formatting. If I want to clear this conditional formatting now, I'll highlight it, go to clear, and I will clear formats. Clear formats. If I clear content, every number here will disappear. If I clear comments, if there is a comment in it, it will go. If I clear hyperlink, the same thing. If I clear all, to clear both formats, content, comments, hyperlink, do you get? So what I just want is to clear formats. So I'll just clear formats and we have it back. Or you could have just done Ctrl Z. Just wanted to show you what you can do with clear. So there are different conditional formatting. It's going to be part of the exercise I'm going to give us after this class, so that you can play around with conditional formatting, right? So there is less than, if you want to highlight the lower values. If you want to highlight values that are in between some ranges, maybe between 26 and 28, you will now highlight it. So any value, so it's only this one that is in between. Is that correct? Let's undo. It's not correct. It's because we just highlighted one cell. So let's say highlight cells that are in between 26 and 28. So to show us, so there's a condition and then to apply the format, right? You can now explore other things that you can do. There is top bottom rules. This is top 10 items to just give it a color. So these are top 10 items, right? I'll cancel. I don't want it. I just want to show us. There are so many things you can do. Top 10%, bottom 10 items, bottom 10%, above average. If there's an average you're working with, and below average. So that's what conditional formatting. Then there is data bars. Data bars is to simply give it bar based on, you will not see it clearly here. Let's use another column to it because these values are close to each other. So not the data bars will not make difference. Let's use a column that vary. Yes, let's use this column so that we must say you should give us, you just want data bars to show. It's still not do what I want to do, but you can work with it so that I will explain. So what the data bars is that the higher the bar, the bigger the higher the number, the bigger the bar. All these ones that are 0 don't have bars, right? But then these ones, it's meant to even be bigger than this. Let me check. Data bars, solid fill. So what the basic idea behind bar is that the higher the number, the higher the fill, the bigger the fill of the bar. Or clear formats, and so you can now explore other formatting options. There's color scales. Color scale, there are Excel versions that don't have what is called heat map. Heat map is like visualization chart that will show data points based on their colors. You know that anything that is bad is usually red, right? Anything that is good is green, and things that are in between will be yellow or orange. So that's what color scales will tell you. So now with these color scales, you automatically know that those who have red are performing so badly, right? Somebody that has green is a high performer, and the yellow or orange are those that are in between. So that's what the color formatting does for you, the color scales. Then there's icon sets. So there are a lot of things with conditional formatting that you can do. The idea behind it is that you have a condition and you want it to format the cells according to that condition. That's for conditional formatting. Let me clear this formatting. I don't really need it. I'll come here, I'll clear format, and it will be gone, right? So the next thing is format as table. This thing is already a table. It's a table because, let me know whether I can undo it as table. It's already a table, so how do I show you a data set that is not a table? That means I'll have to enter it manually. So let me just enter that set, copy part of this, and I'll paste it here. I'm going to delete. I'll go back and copy them. Let me paste it. I want to show us what we mean by a table. So let's say that this is A. This is net worth, and this is height, right? So now, this thing now, let's say that this is the data set that we are supposed to work with. It is not in table format because if you look at this place, there is no way for you to filter. But if you look at this particular one, it's a table. Why? I can filter this thing by clicking on this drop down. Once I click on it, to show me these options, sort from smallest to largest, sort largest to smallest, and then to show me the unique values that are contained in this data set. right? There's 0, there's 47, there's 55, there's 56. So that's what a table does for you. And a table helps you create a pivot table, which we are going to still talk about in later on. Now, this is also, I want to show us the unique names that we have here. So here you can see names, and if there are blank cells, it shows that they are blank. So that's what the table does for you. But if you look at this place now, it's not a table, and you cannot really do those things here. So how do you turn this into a table? You can turn it into a table by clicking anywhere in this cell and press Ctrl T. And you check this box that says my table has headers. If you check it, it will automatically take all the values in row 1 as your headers. If you not check it, it will not. So I will click OK, and you see it is a table now. And we can now go through it how we were doing the other time. Do you get? Let me undo. So where is that? This is the format as table. Let's use this option. Format it. So I'll just click here. And just do the same thing. It's just that me, I like keyboard shortcuts because it's already part of me. So we just use Ctrl T and change it to a table. I think that's the first thing you do when you open a data set. Once you open it, you already see, is this a table or not? I'll make it a table ASAP before any other thing. So it will help me to look through the data set very well. Are you people with me?
Yeah.
How do you change a table? Keyboard shortcut.
Control T.
Yeah, got it. So there are so many benefits of table, like I've said. And because it's now a table, let me undo it. If you look at this tab, you will see observe the options we have here. Data review, developer PowerPoint. Now let's change this into a table. And we are going to have an extra tab. You see, so now the design tab is now available. And this design tab helps us to do whatever we want with this table. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Thank you. So now, with this design tab, it comes with table. If it's not a table, you will not see it. That's another thing to know whether your data set is a table or not. If it is not a table, you're not going to see the design tab. But if it's a table, it automatically appears, right? Now, the first thing is to change here. Change the, if you want, like, and summarize table with pivot table, remove duplicate. You cannot, there are duplicates here in all the columns or a specific column you want. Maybe you want to remove duplicates. Duplicates that are the numbers that are appearing 2 times. You remove them. You can only do that with identifiers. You call them primary key. Primary key is like your reg number. That's the logical way to use to check for duplicates, because you're not supposed to have 2 persons' name. So you can use that. We're going to talk about duplicates more when we are doing data cleaning. Then this one is to convert to range and insert slicer. So many other options. So I think let's go back to home. Cell styles. How do you want your cells to be? You want it to be like this, or this way, or this, or this. So most times you don't even use these things. Then there is the insert. Do you want to insert cells? You see it inserted for us, but we can do that using keyboard shortcuts, Ctrl Shift plus. Then insert sheet rows. To insert it, look at how we inserted it. To insert it on top of it, because we are highlighted. Insert sheet columns. My system is hanging. I don't know why it's hanging. I'm not doing anything. Why is it hanging? Why is it hanging? Okay, we are back. So I was trying to explain the insert stuff, right? So you can insert sheet colors. I don't, like I said, I don't used to use these things because I can use keyboard shortcut for them. This one is to insert sheets. You're going to add another sheet. Do you see? Then another sheet for us. So I don't normally use these things. You can easily add sheet using plus, just like we stated before. So there's no need of you suffer yourself to come here. Then there's the delete. Delete using control minus like we have been doing instead of coming to this place. There's format. How do you want to format your row, height, and all of this? Hide, unhide. If there are rows you want to hide, okay, let's see something. What is this you're working with? Now, you see that this sheet, let's say that there are data points here, and we just want to work from row 16 to 28. What I can do is I'm going to highlight these ones. And I'll right click and I can hide them. Now that I've hidden them, we are seeing only from 16 to 28, right? So let me just undo. The same thing you do when you come here. Where is that place? They hide. No. Where shows format? Yes. I don't normally use here because I can easily do most of these things. It's keyboard shortcut or other options. So there is also this filter and this sort. Filter is you want to show a part of something. What do I mean? Let me use this data, this place. I want to filter this data set and I want it to show only those that are in pharmacy department. So I'll click just pharmacy, right? And it will just show me a part data set, only those that are in pharmacy. So that's what filters for you. Now, I want to select all, or you can just clear filter. Let's say we want to check how many people are in law. I will not check for only law. First of all, I'll uncheck everything. And then I'll click for only law. So to show me that from here, it's only 4 people that are in law department. So that's what you do with filter. You see that you can do it more easily. And come in here to come and do it. Right? I just wanted to explore all of these things. If not, we already have options to do it from here. So now I can clear the filter. I want to clear it. We use department, so if you want to clear the filter, you go back to where you did it from. So clear filter, and we have our whole data set. Then the sort. Sort is to arrange it in ascending or descending order. Do you want it to show from alphabetically? A, you have agriculture, biomedical, electrical engineering, and so forth. So that's for sort. Or do you want it to start from Z to A, that's descending, and to show? But let's clear all this. Do you want to sort by color? That's if there's a color, but we don't want any of that. This is what I have. My data set is back. So now we have explored the whole of home tab. I don't understand.
I can't hear you again.
I said, now that we've explored the whole of home tab, is there anyone who don't understand?
Yeah, I understood everything.
Okay. So I'm just going faster with other tabs so that we can move forward. So this is for insert. Yeah, you can insert pivot table, recommended table.
I don't know. It seems I can't hear you again. I don't know what's the problem.
Is it okay? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, you know.
Okay. So we should continue. So I
Yes,
said
you should.
on your own, take your time, go through the tabs, because if I start to explain this thing one by one, you only see the time it took us to just explore the home tab. And that's because home tabs is your most frequent used places. Then as we go further in the course, we're going to be
Sorry,
making
don't be rude for me, but I cannot see your screen again.
Me too, I can't see your screen.
sorry, we stopped sharing and I did not know. So let me share again. Okay, so this is what we have, right? I see my screen now.
Yes, yes.
All right. So I said you can explore the other tabs because as we go further in the course, we are going to be touching them one by one. So let's not dwell so much on them. And I want to quickly, or do you want me to go through them one by one? Would you want that? Are you hearing me at all?
I hear you well.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. I said I didn't get you well.
Okay, I
You can hear
said
me, right?
not further the tabs, or would you go through it on your own so that we move to something else?
Actually, for me, the tabs, I know how to use it because I know how to use Microsoft Word. And you use actually similar tabs with Microsoft Word. I
Exactly.
I suggest I suggest we go on with it. Then, as you are going through taxes and stuff, while going on, you begin to show us how to actually use it in many situations. Because if you say you should come and be going through it, it's going to spend a lot of time, and you are going to still talk about it later on if you are explaining the use how to use it in a situation or in a case or on a table or anything.
Can you even hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, you said we should continue.
No, I said we should just let it be and continue with tax. You heard what I said, everything I said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted us to do today, Victor, is it okay with you? Victor, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Victor,
Oh, Victor is not lost in the bush.
he's not with us again. Let me check. He's not with us. He's with us now. Okay, let's just go.
I think he's with us, but I don't know.
So let's all right. Next I want us is data entry, the basis of Excel files, and okay, bad network, I get you. Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let's quickly go over to data entry, how to modify cell content, autofill, editing data, and every other thing in between. So if you see me enter data now, to enter data is just come to the cell you want to enter it and start typing whatever you want to type. That's data entry, right? Now, what if I have, I don't want to work with this sheet again, so I can delete it. Good. So now, let's say I enter 1, 2, I want to enter the serial number for students, and this student are 5,000. They are what? They are large. You don't want to be entering them one by one to reach 5,000. No. What you can do is this one now. If I hover this around here, you can see that the plus sign changes. Does it? Look at what I said. There's a small square here. I hover it around it to change, and I'll double click or I'll drag to autofill. Drag it to anywhere I want it to be. Now, it will just fill up with 9, and that's not what I want to do, right? So what do I want it to do? I want it to continue from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to wherever. So what I'll do now, once I have this thing, I'll click this drop down and I will click fill series. As you see, it will change it to 10, 11, 12 to wherever we want it to stop. If you still want it to go down, you come here and you double click. It's supposed to fill down. Don't know why it's not. So you can still drag it further anywhere you want. Now it is still bringing you 91. So what if you change it to fill series? So this is this is called autofill in Excel. Down. You can also do it row wise, do like this. And this is also important if you have a formula you're working with. Let's say that there's 245 here, and there's 200 here, and there's 60, and there's this, right? And we want to write a formula here. The formula should equal to this plus this. I'll click enter to give me 2. A1 plus A2. What if I would just drag this formula down? Do you see that it will just automatically calculate for me? This one will be A2 plus B2. This one will be A3 plus B3. Look at the formula bar. That's where you see the formula. This one will be. So I should drag it down to keep filling up, right? And let's see whether this is supposed to work now. Yeah. So now there is no number here, so it will not calculate. If you start adding numbers, it will be changing. Enter to change. Okay, so what you do for here, drag it row wise, and what it will calculate is B1 plus C1. This next one will calculate C1 plus G1. So I just wanted to show us what autofill does. Did you get that? You can use it to fill cells automatically. Formulas, numbers, and other things. Then another thing is, let's now get into Excel formulas, right? The basics of Excel formula. So what makes something a formula in Excel is equal to sign. Without the equal to sign, it's basically as if you're just writing normally. If I come here and I do 2 plus 3, Excel will leave that because it's not a formula. There is no equal to it. But once I attach this equal to, everything will change. It will recognize it as a formula and it will operate on it. So whether you're writing formulas like plus, minus, or you are doing other formulas that we are still going to touch, it must start with an equal to, else Excel will not recognize it as a formula. Do you get that?
Yes, I got you.
Okay, so now there are so many ways operators in Excel. There is the plus, minus, every other thing we know. So just like we know broad mass in Excel and maths, in Excel we have PEMDAS for parentheses, exponentiation is represented with I'll be writing it down. So this is plus for this is for multiplication, division, forward slash is division. Trying to write it and it's showing up other things. Forward slash is division, and the exponentiation with this sign. Then there is the subtraction, minus, right? It follows PEMDAS, that's brackets first, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, right? And what it means that if you want to give something precedence over the other, you enclose it in braces so that to do that one first. So that's for formulas and the operators you have. There are other operators like AND, but those are logical formulas that we are going to touch in subsequent class. I just want to do the basics for today. Okay. Now, another thing I want to touch is referencing. Like I did here, I could have simply typed equal to 2 plus 45. It's still the same thing, but is it not? After all, the values we have here are 2 and 45. We have still done the same thing, but I use the cell reference. Cell reference means instead of typing out the number, just go and pick where it falls. Like here, we have equal to A4 plus B4. A, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is A4. B4, the same thing. So that's cell reference. Now, the way this thing is, it is a relative referencing. How do I mean? It is relative because as I drag this formula down, it will be changing in relation with the cell content of the cells. Now, see the difference. There's another one called absolute referencing. Absolute means that I will lock it. I will do what? I will lock it. For you to make something absolute, you put a $sign before it. So now, I'm putting $sign before it, right? And I'm going to click enter. See what happens now. It's not moving. It's locked because we said keep giving A1 plus B1, A1 plus B1. Don't move as the cells move. So that's what absolute and relative does. There's also mixed. Mixed is that you lock either the column or you lock the cell. Now we just locked the rows, meaning that the column are reliable to change. See what I mean? I said keep referencing row 1, but you can change the column. See what I mean? Now what we have here is that it will pick B1 plus C1, but the cell 1 is still constant. If you come here to pick C1, D1, the columns will change, but the row will remain constant. So that's mixed. Absolute, you are locking everything, both the column and row. Mixed, you are either locking the row or the column, one of them is open. And relative is open. As you move, it will move with you. As you go forward, it will go forward with you. Did you get that?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So let's just do some practice on relative and all of those with this. So I'm going to start a new column. Control Shift plus right, and for this particular thing, what I want is to always add this plus this, right? I will enclose it in a braces, and to divide by the value we have here, that's D2. I want it to always divide by D2. What does it mean? I will lock it. I want D2 to always be denominator. So when you check, it will always divide by D2. Let me use cell reference so that you see what I mean. I want to add E2 plus F2. I will close it. And I always want to divide by D2. And because I don't want the denominator to change, I'm going to lock it. So this is what I have now. If you check, the next one is going to add E3, F3. That's this value and this value. It will add it and it will divide by D2, 29. So any calculation you are doing, because you have locked denominator, it will always divide by that value because you locked it. Do you get that?
Yes, I got you.
Okay, so let's say we want to also do for relative, right? So I'll just lock one. I want you to always pick what to divide with from column D, but it can move. So now, as we go down, to be changing the rows, it's dividing with. So this one divided by 29. The next one will divide by 28. The next one will divide by 28. That's because we locked it. Even if I insert a new column here, Control Shift plus, and I drag this formula to this place, see what happens. It will add G2, H2 because we moved. This one added F2, E2 and F2, right? But then as we go further to the left, to the right, it will be picking the columns relative to our movement. But for this particular one that we have locked, it will keep it locked without changing. It will not move in relation to how we move because we've locked it. So that's the difference between absolute, relative, and mixed referencing. So let me just delete some of this. Hmm. Okay, I think the final thing I want us to touch for today. Victor, are you with us?
Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
I'm with you.
What did we talk about last?
Absolute and mixed referencing.
Are you with your system there?
Yes, I am. I've
So
not
you're
turned it on, but
practicing.
yes, I am.
Are you practicing along?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I'm going to give us this data set that I have here, and I'm going to drop an assignment that you should work with. So if at any point you're not getting what I'm saying, please feel free to ask me questions, and I'm going to revert. Juliet. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So that's for the basis of Excel formulas. We've touched the constituents of a formula, like what makes up a formula, and different operators that can be used. Then the types of referencing, and that's what I wanted us to touch for today. I think it's because we didn't really explore some of these things. So because we are talking about formula, let's quickly look at some other formulas that we have, right? There is some function, there is the average, there is the max, there is the mean. So what does the sum function do? Sum will simply take all the values and add them up immediately. So let's see, we have sum, and we want to sum all the value here in column C, right? So I'll start with C2 all the way. And if I click enter, sum give me the addition of all the rows. So this way you don't have to manually write them out. You can also do it this way, equal to sum C2, C3, C4. But the con to this thing is that what if you have a very large data set? You keep writing it down. So that's why you use the range. Range is what I did before. You write everything once. Did you get how I did it?
Please, can you repeat that?
You,
The
I didn't
one
get
for the
what you
link.
did here. Oh.
You said,
I said I didn't get what you did there at all. Like how you highlighted the columns.
okay, so just look at this formula bar. Let me do it again. So first of all, you start a formula with equals, just like we said. And the function we want to work with is sum. So you just write it. And once you write it, Excel will tell you to input the numbers that you want to sum. So you can either, I said there are two ways, write it one by one, C2, C3, C4. If I want to just add those three, and I will close it to add it for me. But I don't want to do it this way because what if I have a very large data set? All you do is to use the range. So to use the range now, see what you do. You will just click on this cell 2. It will automatically write it for you. Then you hold down your shift, your control, and the down arrow, and to highlight everything. Say C2. To highlight it down to the last number, then you close and you get your answer. So that's for some. So make sure adding everything. You get?
Got you.
Hello, is anybody with me?
Yeah, I got you. I got what you did.
Okay, then there's average. Average works the same way. Average is the same as your mean. So this is your average. The same thing. You highlight the range starting from here. You want to know the average. And this is the average. So you can also try to get the max. What's the highest number here? That's max. So you have max. And to show you that 3.2 is the maximum number that in this column. Then there is the mean or the minimum. And if you look here, sum, average, count. Count is how many numbers. The count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a difference between counting and summing. Summing, you're adding all the numbers. Count, you're just, picking them one by one to know how many it is. Then there's the max, there's the mean, and you can click here to explore so many other functions that you want, right? Then that's for auto sum. Recently used, those are the ones we just used. There's financial for accountants, right? Then there's the logical formulas, like I said, there's and, false, if error. Not, or we're going to discuss this in our next class. And there's a text, character to convert your data set. There's a find, the left. This, let's use it. Equal to left. So it says it returns. Let's click this and we want it to return the left. From the left, return 4 characters. So to come to this name and to just pick the leftmost characters, the first 4. There's also the right. Right? Right will pick from your right. So there's the difference between your left and your right. You just want to pick the letters from there. Then there's the end function. The end function counts the number of characters in a word. Let's say I want to count how many characters I have here. So I'll just write len and I'll pick this. So this is it. And from here, I can ask to give me the maximum. So I'll know the name with the highest length, right? We did start with an equal to. I want to pick from C2 to C32 and to tell us that the name, the highest length here, has 16 characters, and that should be this name. Emily Richardson.
I want to suggest something. Why don't you use conditional formatting for it to color the name with the highest format, like the name with the highest
Yeah.
character? Is it possible?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. How about you try doing it, please?
Okay. So here now, highlight top 10 items, but this time around, top 1. So show you that 16 is the highest. This is what you want to see, right?
You say what? I didn't hear you.
I said this is what you want to see now. The name.
Yes.
So it's conditional formatting. So instead of top 10, you just reduce it to 1 because you just want to see the highest.
Yes.
So there are so many other text functions. Proper is to make your text. There is proper, there is upper, and there is lower. If you want to make this, maybe all these things is during data cleaning. And when you give some people Google form to fill, some people their head is to touch. They will start their names with small letter, and in the ending, they will make it capital. Others will write it correctly. Others will have it the other way around. So when you get such data, it's very messy. So the best thing for you to do is to use the proper function to clean it, right? Like you're going to see a lot of things when you're cleaning data. You're asking yourself, are these people normal? Like you cannot write your name. And you cannot leave it like that. Because if you leave it like that, it will make the data inconsistent. Say that somebody wants to write pharmacy and one person wrote pharmacy like this. Let me add a new cell. One person wrote pharmacy like this. Another person wrote pharmacy like this. The next person wrote it like this. All of them are referring to the same department too. But do you know what? Excel will not recognize all of them as because they are not even. Now you check it. You will see that they are different blanks, right? So what you do? What you do is to make it proper by using equal to proper and select this. So now everything is the same. Do you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
So that's what proper does. Same thing with lower. You want everything to be in lower text. Then there's the upper. Upper will change it to capital. Everything will be capital letter. To change everything to capital. So your main concern is let everything be consistent. That's your main concern. So what other one? Then there is your date. You want to extract. We don't have a data, a column here that refers to time. But what the date function does is that if we have, let's say we have 12, 20, 25, and want the month from here. So to extract it, now if you look at this, you see the format that comes with year, day, month. So the first one is your month, but you can make it, you can customize it, like you can change it. You can change the type, how you want it to be, right? And I don't want it to be this way, so I'm going to use custom. How I open this thing is that I use Control 1. The way I highlighted it, Control 1. To change it, I'll go to custom. See, it is month, day, year. Me, I want my own to be normal. I want it to be day, month, and year. So now, if I click here, the month to pick it from 12, because we use months, right? What if we use day? It will pick 5 because we have formatted it to how we want it to be. The same thing with year. So these are just like basic data cleaning tools. The one you use depends on the type of data cleaning you want to do. If your data cleaning requires that you extract the months of the year from your data sets, you do that, right? If it requires that you extract the year, you do that. If it requires that you change letters to uppercase or lowercase, use uppercase or lowercase. So all the formulas that we're going to be talking about are used during data cleaning. Data cleaning is one of the things that takes up your time in data analysis. I think that's even the hardest. Apart from knowing the statistical test to use, data cleaning takes 80% of the time, and you analyze your data because it's very important that you clean your data very well. So in subsequent times, we are going to be exploring some other functions, more advanced functions. Today we are playing, right? Today is just like a playground, trying to set the tone. Next week, that should be on Sunday, we should talk about more logical stuff. We start from the logical formulas, the and, the or, the not, false, and all of that. Then after that, we'll talk about lookup functions. There are 4 particular lookup functions that I use in Excel most times: the HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, the index, the match. These 4 are very important during data cleaning, and it's always specified in job descriptions. Like if you check for recruiters and the descriptions that they require, they always want people who can do VLOOKUP in particular. So we are going to be touching up on that too. More functions. This one for statistical. So I think that's all for today. Let's use the remaining minutes to interact. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Are there places you don't understand?
No, for me, I don't have any question. That's for me. And it was a very, very nice class.
Okay. Victor?
I do not have any question. Thank you so much for the class. It was very explanatory.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to drop an exercise for us that will cover all the things we've done. Please endeavor to do it because you learn when you practice. If I teach you and you don't practice, you will not get it right. So I'm going to do an exercise for us, and we are going to touch that exercise before we enter the topic for the next class. So you're going to present your assignments to me. Then after presenting, we use the first 30 minutes to talk about the assignments. Then the remaining 1 hour 30 minutes to dive into what we have for the day. So I think that's all for tonight. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your presence because if I fix class and nobody comes, it's as good as nothing. So I appreciate you're here. And yeah. So see you in the next class.
Next class.
Yeah. That should be on Sunday, the same time.
Okay.
All right. Do have a nice